My whole body said, hell freaking yes. I knew that that was my project.
Welcome to the Hen Report. I'm Jasmin Singer.
I'm Mariann Sullivan.
And we have an exciting Hen Report today. There's a couple really important things that we want to chat with you all about. And then we have a couple really cool guests who got up early, or at least it's early for me, to join us. So let's just jump right in.
I just want to make clear, we're recording at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, stop it. It's early. Like it's 6 a.m. in California. And I once lived there.
Yeah, but we're not in California.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Just a quick reminder about the Our Hen House podcasts. Rising Anxieties comes out on Tuesdays, the Hen Report on Thursdays, and the long form interview on Fridays. Bonus for Flock members comes out on Mondays. We're on YouTube. We're on every podcatcher. I think the majority of people are still listening, which is great. Just if you can subscribe to our YouTube, that would be fabulous. And hit like and comment wherever you listen. It really does help a lot. Okay, so let's get to the big news. Mariann, tell us what's happened.
Well, I mean, I think probably a lot of people have heard this, but Ridglan, yeah, somehow we won. What's going on? There are actually two huge wins this week in animal rights, and Ridglan is actually going to close down, and they're going to send all of the dogs to rescue. I actually thought it was possible that we would win this. I use the word we to include myself, even though I did nothing, that we would win this maybe after another lawsuit or a big fight, and then just, I don't know what happened. There are things that have gone on behind the scenes, but I am so happy. And this is big because of all those dogs are going to get out. That's the really big thing. But also, something's going on. Something is going. You wrote that to me. I sent you an email about something. You was like, "What is going on?" Won.
Like, no, I said, like in quotes, like we won ? Every animal activist everywhere. I was like, what?
Right.
Huh?
Then our guests are going to be talking about next steps, because sadly we did not get every animal out of research and factory farms, but we got those animals out.
Yeah.
Use the term "we" advisedly.
The thing is, before you go to that, like it is really, really important to celebrate. I always say small victories, but this is not a small victory. This is a much bigger victory. But celebrate the victories, people. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't have them that often. So raise a glass of whatever and tell us about the other big win.
Philadelphia. Yay, Philadelphia. Go Philly. They just banned horse-drawn carriages. Again, I did not. I mean, really kudos to, what is it called? Revolution. Is that the name of the organization? I think so. That they have Revolution Philadelphia. They've been working on this for a really long time. They have done all of the proposals to bring in old-fashioned electric cars and stuff. I don't know whether it's going to happen, but they've banned horse-drawn carriages. And I'll tell you, New York and Voters for Animal Rights, which is an unbelievably good organization in New York, they are gearing up. They are already on it. Because New York is, of course, the holy grail of horse-drawn carriage protests. It's disgraceful. It's a blemish on the city, and it has to be stopped. So I'm super excited about Philly, and I'm super excited about what's going to happen in New York, because I think this could be it. The mayor seems to be pretty on board.
Yeah, very on board. But this is so funny. I keep thinking about, like, there are certain times when, like, Mariann gets so mad, and horse-drawn carriages is
like
one
every
of them.
day.
No, every day, yes. But I mean, like, out, like the type of mad that you get at protests sometimes, And so there have been times. There was this one time in particular, we were visiting a place. I won't even mention where, because it's irrelevant, because horse-drawn carriages are oppressive and archaic and cruel everywhere. But we were walking across the street, and there was someone, with his horse-drawn carriage, and he was like, "Ladies, you want to ride?" And you were like, "Fuck you."
People don't realize this about me. I have to be careful about protest work, because I lose my temper. It's kind of a miracle I've never been arrested.
It's actually kind of a miracle, but it the night's still young. as we'll say.
Oh, I have
All
no
right.
intention of getting arrested. I want to make that clear.
I want to bring our guests on today. So, because I just have a feeling that there will be thoughts on what we've already discussed today. And our first guest you recognize because she was just on our hen
She's
house.
on and on and on. We just can't get rid of her.
That's how it is.
And that's Gretchen Primack, animal advocate, poet, author of Kind. And so, Gretchen, I know we have some other things we want to talk about, but welcome back to our hen house, and thank you for being here
Thank
with
you.
your winning message wear per usual. Yesterday I wore a shirt and it was the Don't Eat the Homies shirt, and I love it. It's my new favorite vegan animal rights thing. And then we have the founder of Sexy Fit Vegan, a fitness coach, animal advocate, and according to Gretchen anyway, all around fabulous human, Ella Majors. So Ella, welcome to our hen house. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's a little surreal to be here. It's awesome.
I'm also kind of obsessed with your background. For those of you watching on YouTube, you will enjoy the background with me. Do you have anything, like, who painted that picture behind you? Do you know?
One of my clients, it was a gift she gave me. She painted that Parmis. Yeah.
And Free the Dogs is very prescient and appropriate for today, I think.
Yes, I got that in Wisconsin, of course. While we were up there for Ridglan, and then it actually, funny story about that. I was getting interviewed here for a TV spot, and it blew into the bay. I live right by the bay, and it meant so much to me. I literally, like, off the seawall, dove into the bay and got it from the bottom of the bay.
Oh my God.
So I could have it. So,
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that story. All right. Before we get into all of the above, what is Sexy Fit Vegan?
Yeah, it's a brand I created in 2015, just when, like, veganism was coming into the mainstream, and I was in Miami, and I was like, all right, let's bring veganism into the mainstream. What's a brand I could create that would help do that? And I thought sexy and fit and vegan, and just break stereotypes of what it means to be vegan and have it be really mainstream. So that's how I created that.
Where can people learn more about that?
Yeah, if you Instagram's probably my biggest platform, or sexyfitvegan.com. You can get there.
That's great. And also, that was kind of the sexy, skinny bitch era. I almost said sexy bitch era. So it was definitely, I mean, that's amazing that you've been doing that since 2015. I don't know how 2015 became so long ago, but somehow it did. And so has the nightmare that was happening at Ridglan. So before we turn to why we have you two here today, what was your involvement, Ella, in Ridglan, and what was it like for you?
Yeah, so I got a message from my friend Jennifer Torkin on the 15th of March, that said, "Hi friends, if you're getting this, I'm likely in jail." And this is how it all came into my roadmap. And she hadn't told me ahead of time that she was going to be one of the ones doing the rescue, the open rescue on that date. But she did get arrested, and I knew right then and there. I was so proud of her, and this was her first time doing something like that. And I said, well, I want to be involved. So started planning, became a red team leader for the April 18th action, and was on the front lines April 18th, getting tear gassed. We had the fit team who was assigned to go move the hay barrels out of the way.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we were practicing ahead of time. Like, all of that went to shit, of course, once we got out there.
But it all worked out in the end.
But it all worked out in the end. It was.
Yeah. So what was it like to hear that they're shutting down?
Yeah, again, like, it's kind of a surreal moment that to have something like this. I mean, and they've been working on this for 10 years. A lot of us came in at the very end and kind of had this big bang with this, but it was a cumulative effort, and I think everything lended to one another. Every action, and then that last, I mean, I feel like we have the Dane County Sheriff's Department in part to thank for all this, right? Like, for them to hit us so hard with all this violence that it became this incredible story in the media that just wouldn't go away, and motivated so many people to join this movement that we got the momentum, and I got chills because
Wow.
we did it.
I like what you say too about if I could just add about the fact that they've been working on it for 10 years. But people have been working on it for 10 years. But one thing that I was really impressed with this whole effort is that there was no one group or one organization that was pretending that it was theirs. It really was a lot of different organizations who don't necessarily work together. Not even organizations. It was more focused on individuals in the press. And I just really liked that. And I thought it was a great step forward for how the movement is organizing itself.
Yeah, how much has it united people, from all walks of life, from all political persuasions, from ages, and all the things, bringing people together.
And the vegans and the non-vegans
and the non-vegans, yes.
Yeah, it was really a unified effort. Very impressive.
And the sexy fit vegans and the schlumpy out of shape like all of the vegans. I'm gonna start a brand called Schlumpy Not Fit Vegan.
And we will work together to end it.
Yes, we will. It will be solidarity. Gretchen, okay. So were you dying to for our listeners, we've had Ella and Gretchen were silently here listening to Mariann and I before. Were you dying to unmute yourself and weigh in when we mentioned the good news
a
few minutes ago?
How big my mouth is. What? You think I'm just gonna sit here mutely and be fine with it? Come on.
How was that? It was only 2 months ago, literally exactly 2 months ago. What was your reaction this past week when you heard?
Sort of disbelief, but I had been tipped off. Ella and I had been a little bit tipped off. I think we saw it coming. We've been watching it so closely that there were hints along the way and conversations that we had and such. So it wasn't quite as shocking, I think, as it was for a lot of folks who were following it less closely. But that's not to say that I wasn't delirious. But the thing is that what we're here to talk about today, plans that we'll get to, is so underway. And I think probably I speak for Ella and I both when I say that we're so deep in the weeds of that almost nothing can
Okay. So let's go there. Let's talk about it. First of all, Gretchen, you were on our hen house just a few weeks ago, I think, maybe, or a month. I don't what is time? And you mentioned what's going on at Marshall BioResources. Can you just, for anyone who isn't familiar, can you kind of give the brief version of what this next action is that you're alluding to and what the next part of the fight is?
Even while we were still at Ridglan, there was already talk about pivoting next to Marshall BioResources, which makes Ridglan, that hellhole, look like a quaint little bodega next to a Walmart, So Ridglan had an astounding number of dogs, over 2,000. Well, Marshall has over 20,000, and pigs, ferrets, and cats. So with the success of Ridglan in the media, in culture, the understanding that we might be at a tipping point when it comes to animal experimentation and how folks feel about it, we decided to go big and pivot to, the super Walmart of animal experimentation breeding facilities. And right away I had this idea, which I spoke about exactly 1 month ago today on our hen house. And I was like, I have this idea to march from Albany to Marshall, which is 200 miles away, as an action to gain attention to what's going on, to go from the seat of power of the state of New York in Albany all the way to this horrendous facility. And I almost jokingly said, yeah, and if anybody out there wants to help me, and enter Ella effing Majors. That was 1 month ago, you guys. And when you have any inkling from what we're about to say, how far along we are since that moment, it's mind-boggling.
You heard Gretchen on our hen house, Ella?
I did. So it was on the 22nd of May. I was on a flight to the AVA Summit in Toronto, and I was listening to our hen house, and I heard Gretchen. And as soon as she threw that idea out, my whole body said, hell freaking yes. I said, that's my project. I knew that was my project. But I was like, you know what, though? We're trying to make federal changes. I think we need to march from DC all the way up there, and thinking about the Buddhist, March for Peace. So I came at it first because I'm a little bit of an extreme person. But they dialed me back in too. But anyway, yes, I reached out to Gretchen, I think on Instagram, because I didn't know how to get in touch with her. And she replied. I remember she replied, and I was like, oh my God, Gretchen replied to me. Like, I was so excited. and oh my gosh, yes. And now here we are.
Wow. All right. Well, I just want to give you props, like both of you. I mean, it takes a certain someone to be the first person to raise their hand, but it takes a real someone also to be the second person. Like, I actually think the second person is frequently how movements are built. So, like, props to both of you. And so tell us what the plan is and how our hen house listeners and how we can support your efforts.
Believe it or not, at this point, we have dates. We're talking about beginning in Albany on September 12th, doing a kickoff, starting to walk. It's around 15 miles a day average, getting to BioResources on Marshall BioResources on the 26th. So exactly 2 weeks later, we'll be at Marshall BioResources. All kinds of actions and fun stuff, depending on your definition of fun. We don't, going on there. So that is the action. We have unbelievable people in place already, but there is room for more. So I said it a month ago, I'll say it again. If you're interested in being involved with this incredibly powerful action, you can get in touch with Ella or I on Instagram, as we met each other there. Ella, why don't you add some stuff?
Yeah, no, we're looking at this as one of the most epic, historic marches in history. Like, this is going to be such an incredible 2 weeks trek. Some people, let's just throw this out there right away. We realize not everybody can join the whole time. That's totally okay. Some people will join for a day. Some people will join for a few hours. Some people will walk part of the way and drive the rest of the way. We're having a whole logistics team set up to make sure everybody's taken care of. But yes, it's going to be challenging. But that's the thing. The pain that we might go through with blisters or shin splints or whatever it is nothing compared to what the dogs are going through and the other animals at the farm. So this is really a representation of us putting ourselves and our bodies on the line, and having press conferences along the way, and community events, and pup cups, and vegan ice cream, and really raising awareness along the way, having politicians and public figures give speeches along the way. This is going to be something that's going to get in the media and have people following us and tracking us and building the momentum all the way as we trek to this, what Wayne was calling the death, what has he called it? The Death Star. That's not what we're using more. But yes, this very, cryptic, evil place.
So where are you, not to bring this from the sublime to the mundane, but where are you going to sleep?
We've been thinking very hard about the mundane. Like, that's the thing about leading
the mundane
like
is where let's face it, the mundane is the hard part. The most important part.
I would like to linger a little bit in the sublime in this effort, but no, we are not allowed to. It's being determined. We have, like Alice said, a logistics committee, and we will. And again, anybody who's out there, look at a map. If you are at anywhere near the route that would happen between Albany and North Rose, or roughly Rochester, if you're along there, we're going to be reaching out to faith centers, yoga studios, SPCAs, shelters and stuff to help out with things like that. And already our map maven, Chris, who's incredible and has mapped the route, has been putting together some of the campgrounds and motels and things like that. But it's rural, it's challenging.
Yeah, oh, totally. New York State is big and rural. People don't realize that necessarily.
I wonder if I'm just imagining people who have like RVs or something, or camping vans or something. It would be great if they could meet at certain points and have people stay there. But
Incredible.
I'm just
yes.
talking out of my hat right now.
We like your hat.
Okay, good. I have a whole collection, so many hats.
So when you get there, is there something going on there other than you? When you get there, is there something that other groups are also planning, or is this just focused on your effort?
Yes, so we will have a nonviolent, peaceful demonstration at Marshall Farms. So we've got our amazing Adam Durand organizing that for us. It's going to be a pretty amazing scene that we're going to create.
Yeah, I just wondered whether there would be some. You'll be going there, and you won't just arrive, and it'll be just you or whatever without anything else planned. There's something going on when you get there, and we will find out more about what that is as the days pass.
I mean, we are arranging what happens both in Albany to kick off and at Marshall to finish, but there's a lot of groups involved, and we don't know if there's going to be sort of layers and this before this.
Of course, yeah. And that's fine. I just wondered, in general.
I am just wondering a couple of things. First of all, remind me the dates you said.
The September 12th until September 26th.
Okay. And then B, talk about like the potential of arrests or like the civil disobedience aspect of it, because I know that a lot of people are okay with that, but a lot of people aren't. So can you just give a little bit of insight into what risk people will be at?
Yes. So for this event, this is a completely peaceful march that we are not putting ourselves at risk to any degree for arrest. Of course, we can't always, promise any of that, but we're not doing any illegal activity. This is completely for the masses. Think the Buddhist March for Peace. If anybody was watching that, this is going to be exercising our First Amendment rights.
Good. So I always think of the dog, by the way, whenever I think of the Buddhist
Aloka.
walk.
Yeah.
That's just all I think. So what kind of support do you still need? And you mentioned people could get in touch with you via Instagram, but I also just tell us what Instagram handle.
Sure. Ella is at Sexy Fit Vegan. And I'm at my name, Gretchen Primack. We're both pretty easy to find. I mean, if somebody's like, well, I'm not on Instagram, you can go to sexyfitvegan.com. You can go to gretchenprimack.com, right? And find us to contact us there. In terms of what we need, we have these powerful, beautiful committees, and there are still holes. Somebody could help out with, the volunteer coordination committee or the logistics committee or the outreach committee, something like that. There's a little bit of leadership roles left, not much. I really can't begin to tell you how amazing the people on these committees are. Ella will back me up on that. But yeah, so actual committee help would be amazing. And for that, we just ask people to fill out a short form so we can get a sense of their skills and interests. And then we chat with them. Ella, what else?
Well, if you're just looking for to be involved more on the participant side and just want to follow the news and get emails about this so that you can follow it, you can just go to savethedogs.io and sign up there. And we'll be sending emails out with more information as we gather it. But if you want to be helping out on the organizational side of things and the prep side, then reach out to one of us on Instagram, and we'll point you in the direction.
Amazing.
Do people have to be local to? Do they have to be able to participate physically in order to be involved with helping set it up?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Cool. So this is like a perfect armchair activism opportunity for people who are looking for that.
So has that basically covered it for where we are now? I know there's a lot more that's going to happen and that will develop, but for where you are now, which is an unbelievably far away from where you were a month ago, have we covered everything that people should know about this and get excited about?
Well, how about the website is almost done. So it's possible that even by the time folks are hearing this, if you go to savethedogs.io, you're going to find the button there that goes to the mini site all about the march and has a lot more information about it.
And I assume that will be developing as more information gets planned.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Are you guys going to walk the whole way?
Oh, yeah.
I'm planning on it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You crazy kids.
As crazy as Chris, we got a subset of runners that are going to run the whole thing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're going to start a week after
I'm going
us.
to join them.
Yeah.
That's the part I'll do. Oh, this is so exciting, you guys. This is serious grassroots activism at its best. So thank you so much for sharing it with us. And of course, as things develop, we're happy to pass the word along for, any changes in plans or development of plans. But thanks for everybody, at least can mark the dates on their calendar right now.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us on.
Our pleasure. And thanks everybody out there for listening. I hope you were intrigued by this. Oh, I have notes here, but Eugene is walking right in front of them. So I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Actually, I do. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, Rising Anxieties comes out on Tuesdays. The Head Report comes out on Thursdays. The long form interview comes out Friday. And we have a great interview this week with Thomas Menandar Richardson. He's from the UK. And he knows everything about AI, and it's terrifying, but it's really, really useful. And I actually think I'm going to have to cave and start being an AI user. I know it's sad, but there you are. Have to live in the present, even when you're old. And don't forget, we're a podcast and we're on YouTube. Subscribe and hit like wherever you listen. Thanks for being here, and see you next time.